what's in a name? I don't know about yourselves, but I find it interesting in how names come about and the relevance, what impact names have on, countries, districts, events, family names, or, games, etc. So, a bit of a broad subject for me to pick, but, so you can imagine I'm driving myself crazy, just which angle do I take? So, here goes, what's in the name? Madam Toastmaster Chair and fellow members and guests. What's in the name? My name is Liam Patrick Malaysia. Now, you mightn't be too familiar with my first two names, but as opposed to Malaysia, but I'll start with Liam Patrick and how they came about. Liam Patrick. Liam Patrick. Liam Patrick. Do I not look Irish? To be true, I'm not. Okay. Liam Dunn and Patrick Wright were the names of my doctors that delivered me. So hence Liam Patrick. So I'm the 9th of 10 siblings and I'm the 5th of 6 sons. So, Liam Patrick came about and, it seems an obvious, grouping of name for Irish people. And so much so that when I was at primary school, I'd always hear a lovely little thick Irish accent by one of the mums going, "What's your name, son?" And I'd say, "Liam," and she'd just giggle a little hard out. She'd go, "Okay." And I said, "Well, actually my name's Liam Patrick," and she'd just be bursting out laughing. And I had it most of my time at primary school, so, I look Irish, but not really. So, Malaysia, and here's where it gets a little bit interesting. Okay, it's actually a title name. It's a Chief Matai name that was given to my grandfather. So, my grandfather's name was Felice Levaiseta. Don't try to say it, it's got 6 syllables for the surname, okay? So, known as Felix or Levi. And what happens is, those days, they had 13 children, as they do, good Catholics and didn't have TV. 13 children, and see, comes a clerk, goes on to be a public commissioner for Samoa, first Samoan born to be elected. And see, half of the kids are still at school while he's going through work. And so it's like, those days it was under New Zealand rule, and the law was that you couldn't have a Samoan name as a surname when you went to school. So he says, okay, their name's Felix. Their surname is Felix. So half my family is Malaysia and the other half is Felix, but we're all cousins, It's the same. It's always been that way. So, so we go through life like this, and it's like, is that your cousin? Yeah, it's got a different surname. Doesn't matter, it's a long story. Okay, so, and then it comes down to my dad. Now he's got, see, titles come in a cluster, and they come from a certain area. Okay, so there's the main name, which is Malaysia, and then my dad gets a title, and his is Whangingi. So what happened is, just in my recent trip to Samoa, stayed with my sister, who actually lives in Brisbane, but she decided to go back to Samoa. Cost heaps. Anyway, so we went back there, and we took me and my younger brother went and got a room next to where we were living, where the function was. And you walk in and you say, and she says, "What's your name?" And she goes, "Oh, it's Malaysia." And she goes, "What's your dad's name?" And it's Whangingi. And she goes, "Oh, you're from blah, blah, blah." You see, they don't care what your name is. They want to know what your dad's name is. Because they can tell you where you're from. And it's beautiful, it's all what it is. Okay, so this just goes throughout the whole lot. People ask me, "Well, what are you going to do about your name?" I says, "Well, Liam, Malaysia." So I'll always have Malaysia. I didn't like quite junior. So I called my son William. So, you know, slipped my name in there right at the end. My daughter's name is Rose Marie, and my wife's name is Marie Rose. And his name, the Rose name is quite, it's a family name of theirs. So it's all in there, you know. So, you know, all I wanted to just bring today was just, it's funny how names come about, you know, when you realise how they start and the significance of them, you know, it's really nice. It's what we're about. So, in the end, the funniest thing is that to all my Samoan cousins, I'm known as Nam, because my Chinese grandfather on my mum's side couldn't say Liam. I just spent the weekend with everyone calling me, hello Uncle Nam, hello, you know, but that's just what life is. And does it really matter, you know, what's in the name, you know? So is it, as my wife always says, is it Liam or is it Nam? But it doesn't matter, you know, because today, Matthew, I'm trying to be a Toastmaster.